Alright, let's dive into something that's both timely and crucial: how Tiruchi Corporation is gearing up for the monsoon season, and why their approach to disease surveillance is worth talking about. Here's the deal. Monsoons are a double-edged sword. They bring much-needed rain, but they also create the perfect breeding ground for diseases like dengue and malaria. And Tiruchi Corporation? They're not taking any chances. What makes this really interesting is their data-driven strategy. They've identified 28 hotspots where dengue cases spiked in previous years. Personally, I think this is a smart move. Instead of reacting to outbreaks, they're proactively monitoring these areas. One thing that immediately stands out is their focus on places like Pattammal Street near the airport and East Boulevard Road. These aren't just random locations. They're based on 5 years of data. If you take a step back and think about it, this level of preparedness could be a game changer for public health in the region. Now, here's where it gets even more fascinating. They're not just relying on their own resources. They're tapping into a network of 150 hospitals and 35 testing labs to track fever, dengue, and malaria cases. What this really suggests is a collaborative effort to stay ahead of potential outbreaks. And it's working. So far, only 4 dengue cases have been reported this month. But here's the kicker. They're not stopping there. The corporation has deployed 46 fogging machines and a dedicated team to tackle mosquitoes head-on. In my opinion, this is where the rubber meets the road. Fogging is a tried-and-true method, but it's the scale and coordination that's impressive. What many people don't realize is that mosquito control isn't just about spraying chemicals. It's about targeting breeding grounds. And that's where the 350 domestic breeding checkers come in. These folks are going door to door, inspecting everything from households to construction sites, to ensure there's no standing water. A detail I find fascinating is their focus on poorly maintained plots in residential areas. These places often become dumping grounds for old tires, plastic containers, and coconut shells, all prime real estate for mosquitoes. The corporation is issuing notices to owners to clean up their act, which, in my opinion, is a necessary step. But here's the broader perspective. This isn't just about mosquitoes. It's about community responsibility. If residents don't maintain their properties, all the fogging in the world won't solve the problem. Another angle that caught my attention is their plan to inspect school premises. They're appointing nodal officers to monitor absenteeism, which could be an early indicator of disease outbreaks. Personally, I think this is a brilliant move. Schools are often overlooked in disease surveillance, but they're a critical part of the community. What this really suggests is that Tiruchi Corporation is thinking holistically. They're not just reacting to data. They're anticipating where the next problem might arise. If you take a step back and think about it, this level of preparedness could set a precedent for other cities. Monsoons are a reality across much of India, and water-borne and vector-borne diseases are a recurring challenge. Tiruchi's approach, data-driven, community-focused, and proactive, could be a blueprint for others. So here's my closing thought. What if every city took this kind of proactive stance? We're not just talking about preventing diseases. We're talking about building healthier, more resilient communities. Tiruchi Corporation's efforts are a reminder that with the right strategies, we can turn seasonal challenges into opportunities for improvement. What do you think? Is this the kind of approach we need more of? Let me know in the comments below.